Hi everyone, I'm super excited today. I have with me Padma Swarupa Bhagavatula. She's the founder and the creative head of Mouktika Design and Company. And I'm super excited today to, have this candid chat because her journey is also very inspiring. And, there are a lot of things in her career, in her things which she's achieved in life, it's very relatable as well as a thing to inspire the younger generation and the future who would like to also pursue fashion as a career. So welcome, Padma, on this episode, and look forward to this candid chat with you.
Absolutely, Siddhant. Thank you for having me over. And, it is really exciting to be here and to be able to share my story and my journey with the audience. Well, as you know, everyone, like every time, an entrepreneur's journey is not that easy, and especially who doesn't come from a fashion background. So, yeah, I'm here to share some of my exciting stories in the journey in the couple of years that I've done. And, we've set up a brand with only one intent, and we're trying to achieve that in every form. So that's about it. So to give you a small backdrop, I come from a banking background, and I've never studied fashion. But while you grow up, there's a lot of people who inspire you every day, and there's a culture that you meet different sort of people, and you end up also implementing a lot. They inspire you in every form. So to me, the first real of inspiration that came to me in fashion was my mother. And from the day one, I've been an extremely passionate when it came to dressing up right. So those are the little cultural influences that my mother brought into me. And she was always very enthusiastic about creating certain looks for me from the day one, you know. And that is very subconsciously, it kind of grew in me. And having said that, I come from a middle class and a very modest background. So we were asked to go ahead and pursue our basic studies. And I decided, since I was always a dreamer and a creative kid, so I said, okay, I can't do science and mathematics, but I could just settle down to commerce, which kind of gave me a breather. And the gradual progression was, of course, I started working with the banks, and that is how, when I realized that, and since I was so passionate about a certain form of dressing, I wanted to always dress up very elegant, very sophisticated, classy, and sharp. And when I went all out to get that kind of those styles in the market with the brands, I could, barely find them at that point of time. So it kind of gave me an idea that, okay, why don't I take that plunge, take that risk, and set up my own brand, which is Mouktika. And I'm sure there would be a lot of women who would aspire, or would be, they have this desire to wear a certain form of fashion that I had a vision for. And that's how Mouktika started in 2017 with a standalone store back in Gurgaon NCR. And now we are out there. We've done a couple of shows, still trying hard to send out that strong message.
So, yeah, so basically, I want to also ask you, like, this is fantastic what you're doing, and it obviously without having a background in the fashion fraternity or any things coming from a completely different industry to the fashion industry, it must have been a difficult change. It must have been something very challenging, and obviously there comes a lot of hurdles in the way, but I'm sure, you've crossed all the hurdles, and, now that you've become such a successful brand, also that you're part of the London Fashion Week, that is also itself is a very big achievement and a big step. So would you like to tell me anything on your journey, how you started with the London Fashion Week? What were the USP collections which you have? And, what is something which people can look forward to, a little bit on that as well?
Siddhant, well, London Fashion Week came as an opportunity where I hardly had any time to even decide. And, it was just an opportunity that was thrown onto me, and I had to literally decide quick. But the inner urge and the motive behind doing this exclusive show, I always wanted to express the rich craft that we as a country we have. Every 5 kilometers you travel, There's such beautiful craft. The weaves are different, the techniques are different. And since we as a brand, we do a lot of Western evening wear, so Western evening occasion and a well-tailored power dressing is our, core to the brand, the aesthetics. So I always felt that why don't I try and create a line which is globally acceptable. Even today, a millennial, a Gen Z should be able to connect to that craft and not think twice to wear. So we tried introducing trench coats and brocades, all that. So in the world platform, I mean, why not tell our own story in the end and support our own weavers and
Right.
global adaptability is what I wanted to bring into our Indian craft. And I'm really grateful to the founder of Medusa, through which we did the London Fashion Week. She's the one who facilitated the entire um, show for us. And she was also, her name is Sonal Zindal. She's the founder of the brand. And it started with her. And we definitely want to go all out and tell more stories about the craft and also encourage every every aspect of fashion. Fashion is for people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there is a connect. And the more wearable it is, the idea is to bring in a sense of wearability in terms of what we create. And also very sharp, and our aesthetics are very minimal. Yeah, I mean, it was a great opportunity, and we got a very good response. And that's about it. I think this is just a start, and we have many runways to conquer and many stories to tell. So basically, what we try to do is that, it's basically a creative extension of our vision. So that is what we plan to, bring that to a global audience. And the core concept of this entire design was Anantam. The name of the collection was Anantam. See, Mouktika brand, we have our silhouette construction, our design language is very structured. So, in one of the researches, happened to read about Oscar Wilde quote, and a friend of mine suggested that is to define is to limit. So, so basically, in our structured bounds, how can we go limitless? And that was the concept of Anantam, which we introduced. So our weave patterns were lines, and they were limitless lines. But the silhouette construction was mostly a very structured. So we tried to marry these two concepts and build the entire landscape. And also, yeah, I mean, we did get a great response to the whole collection, but this was mostly the underlying theme of the collection.
Oh, lovely. Also, I want to know, like, I've also personally seen your website, and I think every piece has a story of its own, and it's truly, truly beautiful the way everything, the way you create it, your creative mind works, and put pieces together, and it's so nice to see that. But I want to know, like, as you said, you're not from the fashion background, and you got into fashion. What are the kind of challenges or hurdles on a day-to-day basis which you faced, and how did you overcome that? You want to speak a little bit on that?
Yeah, yeah, of course, there's a big story, a long story, and that can go on and on. The core to the fact that someone who's not into fashion, the biggest challenge is the team, your own team tries to bully you,
Right.
you know. So I've had situations where, I learned the business side of the brand. There was this inspiration that I could build in. But yeah, there was this core design team, which includes your masters and all that. So when they get to know that you're not from the brand, they'll try and say, okay, ma'am, this is not working. That cut is not working. But the message I like to give is that as a founder, as a creator, you are the only true, I mean, you can be only true to your
Right.
vision. And I've always learned and believed that I listen to everyone, but I do what is right. There's this subconscious mind that's always telling you that, always use your thought process, which is coming, always listen to your inner voice. And since it's such a passion driven project, like for me, passion is something that I like to offer, and it is a passion project. So I've stood for 18 hours, till I got the silhouette just right. And then I was fortunate to also build a design team, And in the process, frankly, I never went to fashion school, but working with my own kids, my own design team, it felt like I was learning from them.
Right.
So there's, when you look at life as a learning curve, you also learn and you also allow others to learn. There's certainly some leadership techniques that they could learn from me. And it's always important to structurally craft your thoughts. When you're a designer, when you're an extremely creative soul, most of the time what happens is there is a lot of deviation and there are a lot of distractions. There are a lot, you always miss out on your plot, which is in a way very interesting. But having said that, coming back to the core is very critical. And this is something that I have learned over the period of time. And my vision, our vision as a brand is to be able to bring out a sense of, elegant, minimal fashion and, something that complements every woman of different body type. Today, it's very easy to dress up. Frankly, I mean, I'll go all blunt to celebrity or size 8 model. But having said that, you also have to have a vision that how is your style going to complement someone who is a curvier body, who's a fuller body, someone who's a petite, someone who's tall? How are they going to be confident? They're going to look onto your silhouettes. So that requires a certain level of passion and commitment to the craft, and to be able. Also, it's some part of I would feel that, and I would say that this is also from a compassion and an empathy standpoint, that you want to build that culture in them. You want to be a part of their fashion journey. And I think what I have achieved so far in this whole scheme of things is that our brand is one of the most inclusive brands. We support, we encourage everyone to come participate in the design journey, be a part of this whole journey, enjoy wearing fashion, learn from us, and also we're in the process of learning from them. So it's more of a, yeah, as in I was bullied by my own team. That is one of the biggest challenges, but they didn't last for long.
Also, I want to know, like, Padma, like, what are the contemporaries you look up to? What is something, which you actually try to imbibe into your collection, or, and what are the people you follow, as an inspiration? Want to know something on that as well.
Well, yes, there are a lot of homegrown brands that have inspired me. I've always loved Christian Dior and Dior aesthetics as such. That's one of my favorite brands that I look up to. But I'm also very excited about a very contrarian brand, David Coma. I mean, I love David Coma as a brand because while Dior brought in the undying elegance to the whole scheme of fashion, and they bought the culture of connecting to everything beautiful and still staying that minimal. Well, at the end of the day, it is about the balance, and that's what I saw. But David Coma is very refreshing to me because I find there is a sense of uh, a lot of risk, a lot of excitement, playfulness in the silhouettes, but at the same time, they come back again to the basics.
Right.
These are such of brands, and I also like Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is also one of my favorite brands because I see there's a great balance there,
Right.
and they are in their own craft, their own in their own design story, brand aesthetics, their brand aesthetics have been very constant from the day one, and they've been very committed to their brand image. At the same time, they create their excitement
Yeah.
every time they present a collection, either through colors, either through cuts, either through fabrics, either through embroideries, So I think it's a mix of everything. And at Mouktika also, we try and be true to our brand news, but at the same time, we try and create an excitement. Sometimes with the fabrics, with the trims, or with the entire storytelling as a process.
Okay. Also, I want to know, Padma, like, if you have to give a message to the fashion community, something from your side, what would that be in terms of people who wanting to get into the fashion field? They have a sense of fashion, but they don't have a direction, or probably how they can, imbibe this as a career path for them. Is there a certain message, as it was a difficult journey for you as well. It was a totally new trade, how you got into it, but there were some attributes in you, which made you shift your industry. So, if a message to the fashion community and the young entrepreneurs who wanting to know, who are passionate about fashion, what would you say to them?
Well, frankly, I mean, my core message to the next generation or to the generation who want to experiment in fashion, and it's a very enriching, fulfilling process. I mean, this because and it allows you to just break all the boundaries and go all out in your creative spirit. Having said that, always understand and believe in the message that you like to create, or to your brand, and be very committed to message. While you can be experimental with your innovation, that is exactly what fashion allows you to do. Having said that, just stay very, very focused on the core message, because today a customer would come to you if you have your own language,
Yeah.
right? So, and fashion could also be very misleading sometimes because it's a very competitive market. Yes, every day there's a brand that's coming up. You have to, it's an overcrowded space. You'll have to create your own story here. You'll have to create your own niche. But having said that, if you can craft or draft your own message and stay true to that and experiment in and around, I think that is something which is very critical.
I think
And
what
do
you
not give up.
Yeah, I think what you said is really correct. Like all the viewers watching us also today, you should have that fire inside. You should have that gut feeling. You
Yeah.
feel that, that you can be a part of this industry. And if you feel that, if you're really, really passionate and you think that you can pursue, even not having a background in the fashion fraternity, you still can pursue your dreams. It's all about perseverance and hard work. And obviously your gut, there will be a message or an inner voice which will tell you that this is made for you, and a little bit of luck and hard work can get you anywhere. So really,
And always listen to your inner voice.
yeah,
That's the truth. Like you will always have to listen to what your instinct. You always listen to others as well, but you always do what is right, what you think is right.
right,
Because and then of course don't give up. Like you will have a lot of people will comment, a lot of people will share their feedback.
yeah.
Some may put you down, but at the end of the day, you know what you're doing, then that will keep you going, and your customer will look for you and come to you.
Yeah, and I think I need to add something that, do whatever one makes you happy. You should always be self-happy. You should always be content and satisfied that you know that if you want to do this and you think that you're meant to do it with happiness. So automatically, if you're happy doing any kind of work, I'm sure you'll be passionate, which will lead you to success as well. So truly well said, Padma. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to do a little rapid fire round with you to know a little more you personally. So if you're ready, let's start.
Let's start.
Okay, fine, great.
And
Sorry. Okay.
so, by the way, this is my first rapid fire, and let's see.
And if your
All
que-
there.
if your answers are a little different and quirky, I'm going to send you a hamper. So be prepared. Okay. So
Just
great.
shoot.
All right. So what is Padma's go-to holiday destination 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Yeah, where you can just chill and
I
relax.
would. I
Hello.
think I'm a beach person. I just head to the beach. Hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm more of a beach, sun and sand. So I could live there for the rest of my life. And you're talking about 7 days. I can talk about 365 days. Right.
Okay, lovely. Okay, what
Yeah.
is your favorite news if you have to style someone? Whether it's a menswear which you'll be launching soon or the women's wear.
Well, if I be, you know, clearly blunt out here, I've always had this fascination, frankly, to do makeovers. So, I'd be more excited to go and look at girls who are normal. I mean, they're working and we've also started a Mouktika Foundation as an initiative where we've taken socially deprived women. girls who are very dynamic in their educational side and they need certain bit of grooming. I mean, you send me a raw girl who's just unfinished.
Right.
I would use her as my muse, and I would love to take that challenge and set up, frankly.
I
So
think
for
that,
me,
yeah, sorry. I
every
think,
individual is a celebrity.
right.
I don't chase celebrity. Every woman who likes to dress up is my muse.
You know what you actually said is so nice to hear. You know, there are so many untold stories. There are so many people who are aesthetically pretty and beautiful. I think everyone and every single individual has their own personality, you know, and it's just someone like you, an expert, to bring that out, you know. So I think everyone is a beautiful person. So that was really well said, you know. Okay,
You know,
yeah,
sometimes they also inspire me. Trust me, when I look at a collection, I'm like, okay, wow, what can I do differently there? So, you know, the Kafil once said that you walk into a street, everything can inspire you. So, it
right.
could be a building, human being, women, dog. Just, you know, you have to have an open mind for that inspiration. And I like challenges, right? Like, throw me a challenge and I'm out there.
Okay.
So,
What is your favorite dress preference, whether it's ethnic or Western? What would you go
well, I'm very comfortable, frankly, in a business suit. But on the ethnic side, I've always enjoyed wearing saris, and I started wearing saris from the age of 15, independent. So yeah, I mean that is something that's my go-to look. Either I'm in business suits or saris. That's something that I enjoy really wearing,
for? The one thing which you do not leave the house without.
which I don't leave the house without. I think my earpods
Okay. I
and
thought
the
you
lip
would actually,
balm.
I thought, you know, a lot of women say the mobile phone, but this was something different I got to hear. So nice. Uh,
Those are anywhere there in your bag, right? Something that I recall before leaving room. Where are my earphones? Because earpods because honestly I enjoy listening to music, and whenever I'm on the road or traveling, that's one time I just switch on my music and just by myself. And yeah, I mean, phone is of course there, goes without saying.
right.
They're anyways a part of, they are in the bag, and I'm okay also keeping my phone at home and walking out.
Okay.
That's there.
That's something new. I don't think any women would go anywhere without their phone. So that is something new to hear as well. Okay, perfect. If Padma has got a sweet tooth, what would her go-to indulgence, guilty indulgence be? Would it be in the Western or Indian? What is your preference?
Well, in Indian, I say I do obviously have a lot of sleep. That is my, you know, go to. I kind of wind up my day with that. So Western, I am a big fan of tiramisu. Obviously, that's one of my favorites. And in Indian, I like jalebi for sure and rabdi.
That's a nice
So
choice.
that's one of my
I think
favorites.
it's like a unanimous choice when it comes to Indian sweets too. So
Yeah, and I think nothing beats your jalebi rabdi. Whatever said and done, they say kheer and all that, but the
right.
moment you look at jalebi in whatever form you are, you just want to just gulp.
So my last question to you today was basically what does one see with Mouktika 5 years down the line? What is your vision? And a little bit on that, you know, would like to end it with a positive message and a positive note from your label, you know, where we can see your brand in the next 5 years.
So, the first and the foremost, whoever wears Mouktika, they'll be a pearl of the occasion. That happens to be a tagline of a brand. So you don't have to be overly dressed. You're understated. You will be a part of that occasion, but you'll be noticed. So we want to be a brand where women could connect for their evening occasion wear and out wear, and and something that they like to would like to wear without compromising on the body type. So, having said that, we like to set up our own standalone custom clothing stores. And my vision is to organize custom clothing in India at affordable premium pricing. So, we like to come across as a brand, and we are a brand, of course, and we like to look at opening, uh, retail format stores, organizing the custom clothing and also building a tech platform, a strong tech platform to be able to provide a similar service digitally online and make a very high tech enabled stores across India, outside India, where anyone who wants an occasion where like you guys, anyone who wants a nice workwear or a tuxedo, let's imagine there were no designers, or there were maybe you have high premium designers and then you have low end shops, but then why something in line with Raymond.
Right.
So women should not feel. I mean, they can go and access their looks with having any hesitation and creating a certain level of balance across our design language. So, and obviously craft out a story in the international markets very strongly.
Okay.
So we want to be the most loved, loyal, and looked after brand in the women's evening wear segment.
Nice. Well, I wish you all the very best. Congratulations. I'm super thrilled we could have this chat with you and learn a little bit more about your label and you and yourself as a person. And thank you so much for giving so much time and doing this episode. And look forward to meeting you in person really soon. And all the very best. And I'll see you on the other side soon.
Thank you, Suzanne. It was absolute pleasure to be able to have this conversation with you, and I'm glad it just went on a flow. And yes, I would definitely look forward to meeting up with you. And it's I'm wishing you all the very best, and hope you bring out a lot of stories from different other founders.
Thank you. Take
Thank you
care.
so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Take care.